Thank you so much for joining us today on DuPont Registry Tampa Bay's podcast. I always like to start by saying we're still having an identity crisis. We don't know what to call it. I like DuPont Cast, and everyone else likes Tampa Bay Talks. And I'm like, what's Tampa Bay Talks? It could be anything, or it could be with anyone. See, that's the branding and marketing part. So I'm very pleased today to introduce you to Patsy Stills and Terry Ballier. Did I do it right?
You did.
Okay, good. We always have to talk about it. I had a lowercase last name. Now I have a last name that no one can spell, so saying it's another thing. But we welcome them from Gulf Coast Jewish Family and Community Services. And you all do so many different and interesting things. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to share about what you're doing now, how you got to where you are, and definitely how our community can help. So if you want to introduce yourselves a little bit and say what you do, that'd be great.
Sure. I can start. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Terry Ballier, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer. Been in this role for quite some time, probably about 6 to 7 years, and then been with the agency for about 14 years. So I have a little bit of longevity there. Enjoy what I do. So Gulf Coast has been around for quite some time. Has been incorporated since 1970s, and we do a little bit of everything. I always like to tell people that we serve the population from K to gray. So we serve elders and disabled and children, and we have a behavioral health division as well as a refugee and Holocaust division as well. And so we're very diverse. We are across the state of Florida. We're in over 40 counties in the state of Florida, and so some seem to think that I don't know about Gulf Coast, or I never knew about Gulf Coast. So it's really important for us to consistently get out our name so that everybody knows what it is exactly that we do and the population that we serve. Specifically for the talk today, we want to talk about the Heart Gallery and, serving children and, finalizing adoptions and finding those forever homes for a lot of our kiddos. And I will tell you that we've been in the child welfare industry for well over 2 decades. And in 2019, Heart Gallery actually approached Gulf Coast and said, hey, we have a very, very similar mission, and we would love for us to talk and look at the potential to merge with one another. So in 2019, Gulf Coast acquired the Heart Gallery, and it has been an amazing, amazing ride. I will tell you that. And Patsy can talk a little bit more about moving forward and what it's looked like for us since then.
Sure. I'm Patsy Stills, and the Heart Gallery coming to the Gulf Coast Jewish Family and Community Services in 2019 was really a good move for us, because the Heart Gallery had started out just by volunteers and donations from individuals who really wanted to help get the hardest to adopt children adopted. So that all started in our community in 2006, and since that time, we've done the rebranding, we've done the what can we do to get the word out, we've gotten different grants and different funding, and always have relied really, though, on the grassroots efforts of people providing support to help these kids get adopted. Because what's unique about the Heart Gallery program is that you're talking about the hardest to adopt. Every year there's thousands of children in Florida that need to get adopted from foster care, which is state-sponsored adoption. They help with all the fees and costs of that. But a lot of people wouldn't know about these children that need to be adopted because they are the hardest to adopt according to the state, and statistically, because they're older children, or they have medical needs, or they're sibling groups that want to be adopted together, teenagers. So the children that we help are really, they would go unseen and they'd be lost in the shadows, and then they would be aging out of child welfare services where they're no longer old enough to receive services. They would be out in the world basically on their own without a family connection.
And are they currently in foster care?
Yes, all the children that are free for adoption, legally free for adoption because the courts have terminated the parental rights. They remain in foster care until they are adopted or they're too old for services. So many of our children are in foster care for an average of 3 to 5 years before they get adopted. But we never give up on them. So we have several children on our website, on our gallery is what we call it, that came to us from the case management, sending us the referrals in child welfare in 2015. So since 2015, we're not going to stop until they get adopted. And
what is that website? Just so we'll put it all on our Facebook page and on our website as well. But
the page that we have for the Heart Gallery is heartgallerykids.org, and that's part of the larger website for Gulf Coast, which is, the easy way to say it is gcjfcs.org is the website. Either one will get you to the website, but for Heart Gallery Kids specifically, that was one of the things we were able to do is continue that Heart Gallery website so that the people that we have interested in our children are able to still find us through that method.
And is there an average of how many children are waiting at
Yes,
one time?
yes. At any given time, there's always 35 to 55 children waiting for a potential match of a family. And how it works basically is the case management organizations are the ones that are responsible for getting the children adopted legally. So when they need help, they reach out to us and they say, hey, Patsy, can you help recruit for Molly, who needs to be adopted? So we get the referral. We find a photographer that will donate his or her time. They'll go out and meet with the child, take their picture, and then send it back to us. In the meantime, we find out information about the child to see, what are your interests? What are you looking for in a family? What do you like to do? What grade are you in? What's your favorite sport? So we ask, well, who's your favorite, if you could be a superhero, what power would you have? So we get information like that because they have a say in the matter. They can, the older they get, the more say they have as to who is going to be their adoptive family. So,
understandable.
So then we get all that information, get the photos, put their picture and their biography on our website, and that's what we would consider our gallery, one of our digital galleries. And then we also have physical locations throughout the community where there's actual portraits hanging on the wall, 2 feet by 4 feet, really large, beautiful pictures of our children that need to be adopted. And at those locations, we are letting people know, hey, look, there's children that need to be adopted. Please consider adopting. If you're thinking about adoption, think Heart Gallery Kids. Those are the kids that are already living in our community, need a family, and, without that long-term connection, it's going to be really hard for them.
Do you have a favorite or off-the-match story that you can share that a big success?
We have lots of successes in there. And first of all, success is any kid who gets adopted.
Yeah.
Any child who finds their forever home. We have, recently we had 3 siblings. And again, trying to get siblings adopted together is really important for children for having that connection forever. But we had 3 siblings that were adopted by a local news anchor. So I don't know if you remember that story with Erica Riggins.
No, I'm going to have to look it
News
up.
9. She just adopted 3 little boys, 2, 3, and 4, I think were their ages. Single mom. And she has her mom helping her out. But she just adopted those 3. But yeah, so the amount of stories are just endless. We have another family called the Gallaghers who have adopted, how many did they adopt? Maybe 6
Wow.
daughters in addition to the 4 they already had. And I think I'm wrong on that one, so you might want to leave that one out. But the Gallaghers adopted maybe 3 or 4. It all runs together. And then we have another family that you can actually see their story on our website, and that's the Tenbrink family. And they had 4 children of their own, and they adopted 6 more. And
Oh my
and they're
goodness.
in the process of potentially adopting 1 more. So, that's success.
Yes, that is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and we know each other. Disclosure, Patsy and I know each other. And I understood, I've been on the website and I've seen, but I did not know that you had joined Gulf Coast. And so I'm so happy to hear that, and that you can get the support that you need to continue on with that great mission, and that you can use, like you were saying, all of the, things that you already have set up. It's a great idea to join.
If I can add, it was kind of a perfect marriage, if you will, because Patsy and I have worked with one another for well over a decade in some capacity or another. And so it just kind of worked itself out. And she was working at Gulf Coast and then left to be the executive director at Hart Gallery. And then, what I like to say, then she came back home.
Right.
So it kind of worked itself out. It was pretty amazing how everything just merged with one another, and it's really working. I do want to mention, when you were talking about success stories, we have an opportunity when we have our events, our Hart Gallery events called Heartstrings. We had one last year, and it went so well, and we were able to feature one of the families, the 10 Brink that Patsy just spoke about. And we have another event that's coming up, and that's November 14th. Because of everything that's going on with, COVID and whatnot, it is going to be virtual, but certainly we encourage people to look on our website. We would love sponsors. We would love for folks to be involved to some extent. And so, again, that's November 14th. And we can send out that information in addition to those that want to look on our website. So I do want to mention that.
And we've had a lot of fun the last couple of weeks. We've been talking to all different people who are doing different kinds of virtual events. So I feel like the only thing that seems really different is you don't have to get dressed and go. Otherwise, you're pretty much there and can be together. I know some people have had small groups get together at homes or offices or whatever, and then watch the link and auctions.
Yes.
Videos, all kinds of stuff.
We are going to do the auctions, and we do have a treat this year if you want to talk about Diane, Patsy.
Sure. The founder of the Hart Gallery, the original one, was in New Mexico in 2001, and that was from a lady named Diane Granito. And Diane is actually going to be one of our featured speakers on our in our fundraiser this year.
Great. That will be so interesting to hear how she got started so that everybody else could get started.
Well, it's that typical story of, everyone can make a difference. So, what I like to tell people is not everyone can adopt, but everyone can do something. And with the Hart Gallery, it's really easy to say, okay, well, I can help by putting a picture up or putting a link to your website, or I have a place where you can have a gallery there, because we provide everything. So if you tell me we can have a gallery here, then I would bring the portraits and bring the materials and change them out every month, so that we always have featured children that are ready to be adopted and matched up to the right family.
And photographers can help, right? Do you need photographers to donate their time?
We do. The photographers we have are amazing. We have about 25 volunteer photographers, and we have several videographers, but we do need both. With the photographers, it's a great opportunity to showcase what you can do in this community and giving back. And our photographers are just so generous with their time and talents. And then we always do have a link, though, to their websites on our website. So, it's a win-win. But most of them will tell you, I just do it because I really love these kids.
I'm sure. What a great way to be able to participate. Terry, what else can you tell us about Gulf Coast? What else do you want our viewers to know?
Oh, I'm so proud to be a part of such an amazing not-for-profit. And, oftentimes, I'll get asked, what's different from Gulf Coast from other agencies or similar agencies or some that provide a similar service. And I would just say that we are always conscientious of going above and beyond and making sure that if for some reason we as Gulf Coast can't meet your needs or the client's needs, then we're surely going to connect with another agency that can. We're not too proud. And so, we like I said, we really try to go above and beyond, and we truly care about our employees, and, we care about our clients and what's in the best interest for them.
Well, this is great information. I wouldn't have known that you had joined. I think I missed that step, but I am familiar with Gulf Coast and some other things that I've worked on, and I'm so grateful that you were able to both join us. And we will put on with the video, we'll put on the links to your websites and to the event, and we look forward to hearing how it goes, getting some pictures from that, and doing what we can to support you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining
It's been
me
a joy.
today.
Thank you.